First off, just so you know, this is going to be completely spoiler free. I mean, I am not going to share any details about Endgame. But holy cow, can you believe what happened to... So we've waited an entire year and the payoff is finally here. And wow, I mean, I'm just blown away by what I saw on screen. Now, first off, the pace of Endgame is way slower than what it was in Infinity War. And that's not a bad thing at all. In Infinity War, the action almost started immediately and it just kept building and building and building. With Endgame, we get a lot more just breathing room. I mean, the Russo brothers have taken their time and taken some patience and really let the story and the characters breathe. Because now we're dealing with just the aftermath of what happened in Infinity War. But that's not to say that the tension, the action, the emotion, everything doesn't build, because it totally does. I love how this wraps up the conclusion of Infinity War. I mean, in that movie too, you know, some of the criticism was that you had so many scattered stories going on that nobody got really a lot of focus on their characters. And so it was a whole lot of people on the screen, but only for blips of time. In Endgame, I feel that we get more of the characters. I mean, well, to be fair, half of them are gone. And if you haven't seen Infinity War and you're watching this, I'm sorry, because I can't, there's gonna be certain spoilers for Infinity War. Not on purpose, but that's just how it is. With less characters, I mean, we definitely get to focus more on our heroes and what they're going through and what's going on and how are they gonna solve this problem that they have that's as a result of Infinity War and Thanos' snap. I mean, do they? Can they? There's a head-scratching moment in this where it involves a character where I don't know how they got where they are. And it's not answered. And it kind of bugged me a little bit, but not so much that I couldn't get past it, that it was just like this huge stumbling block for me. And I'm like, oh gosh, this irritates me and irritates me. No, it didn't. It just kind of sat there in the back of my mind going, well, wait, you didn't really answer that. And I don't know how that was, because it was a question I had before I walked into Endgame. As you would expect, there are a lot of scenes with just some epic chaos and action. And at times the audience cheered out loud and they applauded, and it was crazy. I mean, it was just this entire experience of watching it in the theater. Like Infinity War, Endgame has also a lot of emotional pull to it and some really good emotional moments. And they all feel genuine. It doesn't feel just cheap or that they're, you know, that their directors are trying to eke something out of me. No, I've been on this journey of the MCU since the beginning. And so I'm going along with it and I'm experiencing it. And so I'm invested in these characters. And I mean, when Spider-Man, you know, he started to disappear, well, and heck, even Bucky or any of the other ones, I mean, you start to tear up. It is emotional. And so in Endgame, there are emotional moments too. I mean, they know how to tell a really good story. And if you're like me, if you are a huge MCU fan, I mean, you've been along on this journey the whole time and we're rewarded. I mean, we get a thrilling story and a thrilling movie in Endgame. The action is awesome in this. I mean, the drama is tense. The characters are super heroic, and I love just every minute of it. Now, we've all heard that it's 3 hours and 2 minutes of a runtime, and I didn't feel the time at all. Now, I did make sure that I peed right before it started, so I didn't miss even 1 minute of the film. I didn't want to. There were some guides online of, hey, these are the best times to use the restroom. No, heck no. I don't want to miss anything. I don't even want to miss a line of dialogue and come back and be like, well, wait, how did this character get here, or who are they talking to? I don't want any of that. And you don't feel it. I mean, the movie went along. Even though it has a slower pace, it just kept going, and I didn't feel time at all. I'd say if you didn't get tickets for opening night, you should grab the first available showing that you can get to, because it is truly an experience to see Endgame in the theater. I mean, I'm gonna go see it again, and probably a handful of times, because I just loved it. I loved watching it. I loved the wrap up of the story, especially as it ties in with Infinity War and even the rest of the MCU that we've had so far. I mean, it's really good and it fits really well. And you know, if you're not a fan of the MCU, I'm not sure why you're watching this video to begin with, because what would you even care about these movies? But I don't know how you would walk out disappointed in this. I mean, it is really, really good. It is super entertaining. The characters that we have grown to love are outstanding, and the acting is superb also. Even the CGI, which can get a little wonky sometimes, especially when you have these epic battle scenes, I felt that it was really good, and that it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel just, you know, all computer generated. And there was at times a lot of stuff going on the screen at once. There is one moment that I loved because it focused solely on all of the female heroes of the MCU. And it was just epic to watch. And I mean, it might seem a little contrived when you're watching it on screen, but it was just powerful to watch as just they started to assemble and you had just all of these female warriors together. It was really cool. I think it's going to be exciting to find out where the MCU goes from here. I mean, do we get new heroes? Do we have heroes that we've already been introduced? Do they take on new storylines, or their stories continue? I mean, I don't know, but I do know, and I think it's really safe to say that the storytelling that we're going to get is going to be epic, that we have a lot more stories to tell. And I mean, just if you think about the Marvel comics, there are so many different branches of heroes and so many different branches of villains that can be intertwined in, that I think they have a long run of just a lot of good material that they can entertain us with and take all our money. So in Endgame, you're gonna laugh, cheer, cry, and applaud, and you're probably gonna love absolutely every moment. For me, if I could only use one word to describe Endgame, it'd be epic. There's no sex or nudity, there is violence, and there is profanity. I give Avengers Endgame 5 out of 5 couches. Who is your favorite character in the MCU? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, there's a ton to choose from, right? I'm not even sure who I would choose. Gosh, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that and get back to you. Anyway, though, if you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.